So my truck has been making some noise, like squeaking, kind of like this. And it's really annoying. And so I better fix it. Now, I have an idea what it is, because usually the squealing like that can only mean a couple of things. One of which is the main one, and that would be the serpentine belt. I don't know exactly what the serpentine belt does, but I do know that it spins from the motor to the alternator to the water pump and stuff, but I don't think I really need to know what it does in order to be able to fix it. And by fix it, I mean just replace it. That's all this is. This is replacing a serpentine belt. This is a 2015, that's 2015 Chevy Silverado 2500. And I've done this on other trucks before where the alternator was up top and it was really easy. I've done it in a gas station parking lot, believe it or not. So not a big deal, but this time, this is a little more tricky, but it's not rocket science. And it's an easy thing to do. So I encourage you to try it yourself. If you've never done it before, I know you could do it. So, well, I assume you could do it. I'm not even 100% sure if I could do it. But one thing to consider though, I have my truck pulled into my garage. Make sure with something like this, if you pull it off, the vehicle's not going anywhere until you get the new one back on. So maybe think of this isn't like something you can finish up the next day. Maybe that's not obvious. It probably is, but just in case you were thinking, oh, if I don't get it, it's whatever. This is one of those, vehicle ain't going anywhere once you tear into it. So keep that in mind, okay? But I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try to do it. So here we go, let's go. How do you open this dumb thing? I know it's, oh, there it is. Little button, hood, contact. Now for the part to see if I can look like an idiot like I do anytime somebody's watching me when I have to open my hood to do battery cables or whatever, jump start. Getting the stupid latch to open. Nothing makes you look dumber than standing around fit like this. I hate having to put my face under here. Oh, found it. Boom. That's dusty. Oh, and if you're short like me, it does help to have a step stool. Not that short. Stop making fun of me. Here we go. I know this unit right there, that's the alternator. That's the belt that is hooked over that little pulley there. And then we need a flashlight because I can't see anything. Apparently I drove through a desert. I'm gonna have to clean the inside of this thing out before I'm all done with this. Okay, I've got an actual flashlight. This thing is like turning on the sun, but oh yeah, that does the job. It's a pretty cool thing. So that big belt, winding and twisting, maybe why they call it a serpentine belt, is the thing that I have to replace. So that is going down and around all over the place. I just want to take note of where the grooves are facing. You can see the grooves on there. We just got to get this thing off. It might be easier if I disassemble, otherwise known as take apart, this intake hose air thing. But maybe not. I might just leave it alone and try it without it. So it's about right now when I should probably say that if you didn't figure it out already, I'm not a mechanic. I build stuff. I built this house. I put these trusses up. I don't fix vehicles, but I'm learning. So that's what this video is for. This is for somebody like me, or maybe somebody who has even less attempts. All right, that guy right there is what we're after. That guy. So to take care of it, you just have to get a breaker bar, or you could use a socket wrench or something like that. Mine happens to be a 15 millimeter bolt. I'm gonna slide that on there. Now this is the cool part.
All I'm gonna do is push down on this like so, and that guy loosens up so we can take the belt off. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I should be able to just push this down, and then the belt can come off, just like that. Unloop it. Now I don't need tension on it anymore because, well, there's nothing to hold tension on. So I'm just gonna leave the breaker bar on there for a second, and I'm getting this all off. Down here at the bottom, this is the fun part. You know, you can see anything on my arm. All right, now I got to take this belt off. But to do that, I have to take this breaker bar loose, or take it off. And if I do that, then I don't know how far it's going to go, and I might have to do something with this hose. A lot of possibilities, but we'll see what the reality is here shortly. And I always take, once you get it off, take your belt and just make sure that it fits. I mean, I could just cut this belt. How much faith do I have that it's right if I just cut it? But I still have to take this breaker bar off just to be able to get at and put the new belt on. So it does me no good. I'll keep the one that was on there intact. That way, if for some reason the one I bought isn't correct, I can put the old one back on and still get to this AutoZone to pick up a new one. We'll see. You may already have known this, but I just figured it out for the first time right now. Literally, well, maybe not the first time. I can just loop it up and around the breaker bar. It's not like the breaker bar is attached at another end. If I can just loop the hose off, or the belt off and around the breaker bar, I can just leave it on there. Then I've got the tension and I don't have to worry about it till I put the tension back on. So that's what I'm gonna do. This works and I don't look stupid again. Put a 2x4 in there to stop it from moving. I doubt a mechanic is actually gonna watch me, but if he was, he's probably yelling at the screen right now. They don't make these super. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Belt off. Let's check just because I said I was going to. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's real close. So I'm guessing it's right. But I haven't done many projects where I didn't have to go back to the parts store, whether Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards or AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts or Napa, or, you know, you get the idea. We'll see if I get lucky. All right, let's see if I get lucky. I think I got to loop it over this first. Yep. This is the really fun part. Playing some sort of Serpentine Tetris game here. Come on. But I'm going to get it. Because otherwise, I can't go nowhere. Okay. One part on. A whole bunch more to go. But I might get it. All right, there's lots of not moving parts yet, but parts that will be moving that I have to get going. Now, what would be the smartest thing, in all honesty, is probably getting that bottom loop taken care of before I attempt to do anything, because I can't get at the damn thing. That took way longer than it should have. Way longer than I thought it would. That's my tip. If you record a video or take a bunch of pictures, it's just fine because I just paused the video. But even if you're not making some kind of content, anything you're replacing, take a picture or video. Look, I can make shadow puppets. Thumbs up. Give it a like and subscribe. Sorry. This is the stupidest thing. That was not intentional. But seriously, this took me way too long, and it's embarrassing. But I got it. At least I assume. Now I got to fire the truck up And hope it doesn't blow up or something. We'll see.
Here we go.
Look at her spin, baby. This is where I want to keep my fingers clear. She's humming like something that, a bird. Very nice. That took me longer than I wanted it to, but I got it. And that's all that matters. Really, if you're not moving the camera around and doing the belt all dumb and goofy, probably like a 15-minute project, seriously, that quick. Save a ton of time. You don't want to get stranded on the side of the road when that belt snaps or something. Honestly, the other belt didn't look that bad. It was just squealing a lot. I know it's cold and whatever in the mornings, but it was doing it quite a bit. So, fix it before I'm on the side of the road without a belt, and then I'm really in trouble. Thanks for watching. Fun project. Another one off the list.